So I want to talk just for a couple of minutes about some of the mechanics that we get into with setting shiny, clear intentions, right? And this whole conversation that we have about shifting out of the old paradigm, the old consciousness, our old way of being, where we basically set a goal, set an objective, and then endeavor to make it happen. I don't know about you guys, but I've heard the term go out and make it happen literally, and versions of it for pretty much my whole life. And yet here in spiritual workout world, we're moving into the new consciousness. We're moving into a different way of going about creating, where the onus isn't 100% on us, because we are consciously co-creating with the universe, and it has a job and we have a job. And separate from that part of it, when it comes to the piece of, well, what do I do? I've got a shiny, clear intention for the work I want to do in the world. And many of you, right? As an example, just using an example, I've got this shiny, clear intention, but then a lot of people say to me, so then what, Stephen? You just sit on a mountaintop and ohm and you don't have to do anything? What about my to-do list? Well, in this way of doing things, it's not that we don't take action, we do, but we take inspired action. That's how we like to frame it here. That's how I like to frame it, right? So I've got a shiny, clear intention for the work I want to do. So what does that mean? That means until I get to the point where it is second nature for me to think and talk and feel in terms of what that all means to me, I've got all kinds of different things to do as I move down the continuum of embodying this intention, right? And the more aligned I stay with it, and what does that mean? The more I agree with it, the more I can think about it, read about it, talk about it, and feel like, oh yeah, this is it. I'm full steam, foot on the gas, and my foot isn't on the brake at all. The more we are in that place, the easier and easier and easier it is to grow our listen to inspiration muscle, right? And listen for what actions to take and when to take them, right? And so it's the difference between sitting down with a pad, or however we make our lists these days, and trying to come up with things that we think we could do that might get us closer to what we're wanting to be, do, or have, and shifting into, again, spending most of our time cultivating the intention, listening to inspiration for what actions to take. Why is this now the third time that I've heard this guy's name? Maybe I should do a little research or call. Why did 3 different people, or 2 or 7 from my life, from different aspects of my life, why are they all kind of suddenly saying the same thing in the last 2 or 3 weeks? What are they saying? Maybe I should follow that. When we are aligned with our shiny, clear intentions, the ideas that come to us that we didn't have before are manifestations in and of themselves. Wow, that's a new idea. I hadn't thought about that. All I'm doing is spending my time just cultivating this intention for the kind of work I want to do in the world, and boom, here comes this idea. What does that feel like? Well, that's interesting to me. That feels exciting. I feel a little energy toward that, so I'm going to pursue it. And now I'm pursuing this idea, and I'm full on taking action that fuels and aligns with my intention, but it's action that came from the intention itself, from my willingness and ability to listen to inspiration and follow it versus action that comes from me sitting down one day trying to think of things that will get me closer to what I'm wanting to do. And the last thing I want to say about this is that it's sort of a big idea. And it's a complete, total, obviously, paradigm shift, as I started with, from the way we used to do it to the way we're learning to do it. So I just want to wrap up this warm-up by encouraging everybody, as you're in the thick of this process, as you're sussing out what it all means, as you are cultivating your shiny, clear intentions for any and all of the things that you want to be, do, or have, that there will be a fair amount of time to cultivate this new way of being. By which I mean, don't beat yourself up if one day you're sitting there with an hour and a half and you just want to do something and take some action against your intention, not against it, but in support of it. And you can't sit in that moment and figure out, is this inspired action or not? I don't care. I'm just going to take some action, right? What I'm saying to you is, okay, that's fine. We're learning. And I'm also saying and encouraging all of us to just allow for this whole process to fully play itself out. Allow for the idea that if I spend time, maybe that hour and a half, living in my intention and allowing my intention to live in me, and if I am aligned fully with it, then I will trust that I will know what to do when it's time to do it. I will trust that as and when ideas come to me, they will fuel this project. I trust that I am in a co-creative process, and it's not up to me to make every single little bit of it happen, every single step along the way. That's basically it. Just a little reminder.